Last week, I uploaded a video following me on my journey of listening to all 10 of Taylor Swift's studio albums for the first time, over the course of about a week or so. Thanks for all the love on that one, by the way. I appreciate it. You should definitely go check that out if you haven't. It would just make this video make a lot more sense. And I'll be straight up with you guys, when making that video, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. But after reading all your comments, I realized I was really just scratching the surface when it came to the Taylor Swift rabbit hole. Documentaries, music videos, interviews, and loads of tea. And what's today's objective? To jump in head first, baby. And in the process, try not to succumb to any pressure from the comments of my last video. Ticketmaster, am I right? I'm just popping in because I figured in a video about Taylor Swift, I kind of need to address the elephant in the room. In case you haven't heard by now, which probably everyone has, but I'll explain it anyway. Ticketmaster canceled general admission ticket sales for the entire Eras tour, which is just wild. Apparently Taylor's been getting backlash about it, which I just don't really understand at all, but the internet will be the internet. All I know is that the Swiftie hatred hierarchy has a newcomer. Anyways, with that said, on to the actual video. I'm actually glad that I didn't have much prior knowledge when it came to these albums when I was first listening to it, or even like someone telling me which ones were most popular, because it let me have like fresh eyes on everything. It seems like Folklore, Reputation, and Speak Now are the most popular with the Swifties in my comments, which is funny because I'm pretty sure I had them ranked like 7, 8, and 9. But you see what I mean? If I knew the general consensus on all of these albums, it just wouldn't have been the same. It allowed me to develop my initial opinions completely unskewed. Who knows, if I had known all the popular albums first, I might have listened to Look What You Made Me Do and said, this is pretty good. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'd never say that. I should also clarify, I feel like some people thought that when I ranked those albums lower, it meant that I don't like them. Let me get something straight, alright? There's only one Taylor Swift song I don't like. Let's Shake It Off. Okay? Because that shit's ass. But this ranking isn't to say I hate the lower albums, it's to say how much I love the higher ones. But of course, I had to give them a second chance. It wouldn't be fair. This time with my commenters sort of holding my hand through it. Speak Now was a lot more fun this time around. I'm pretty sure my biggest criticism from it last week was that there wasn't much variety, like composition-wise, which I still stand by, but it was obviously much easier to distinguish between the songs the second time around. And honestly, a lot of the songs kind of fucked. I can't believe I missed Sparks Fly. Like, I don't really know, but that song slaps so fucking hard. Honestly, it might even move into my top 15. I might turn that playlist into like a top 20 or top 25, because at this point there's just so many Taylor Swift songs that I like. Her writing in this one feels super distinct because it hasn't really reached the complex spectrum of emotions that are touched on in Red and Reputation, but it's still more nuanced than an album like Fearless. So yeah, that was definitely worth a second listen. God, in the last video I said evokes, and now I'm saying nuanced? What is going on? Reputation. I should let you guys know, I knew about the Kanye beef, okay? I listened to Famous, alright? I don't live under a rock. I just didn't know the two were connected. And I also just didn't really realize how big of a deal it was for her, because I didn't think that the media could possibly spin that situation to make her look like a villain, but they did. Somehow. I don't get that, but whatever. Having kept all of that in mind on my second listen to Reputation, it honestly didn't change it that much. Wait, let me finish. Holy fuck! I liked it a lot more this time around. The opening track was really good, in my opinion, and the first like 5 songs are all bangers. But I don't think it was the context that made me like it more. I just liked it more because I knew what to expect from the album, having listened to it once already, and I could kind of just sit back and listen, or walk on a 14 incline and listen. My theory is that this album is really solid, but it's the context that propels it over the other ones for a lot of people. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Personally, I just like these albums more still. I did also re-listen to the dynamic duo, Folklore and Evermore. Not sure what I was talking about when I said that Evermore was an optimistic and hopeful album. Like, that shit was sad as fuck. Like, the whole first half of Evermore is talking about a suicide, and there's literally police sirens in one song. How is that optimistic, man? But yeah, I liked Folklore a lot more this time around from an album standpoint and an individual track standpoint. Evermore was also a lot better, but you know, I received a lot of shit. We're talking Wrapped in a Little Bow, Hand Delivered, Prime One Day Shipped, shit. For listening to these albums at the gym. And to that I say, man, fuck you guys. I did that shit again. Just kidding. Well, kinda. I listened to them while shooting around. I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, yeah, man, shooting hoops, that's where I find my peace. But like, you know, it's just a lot calmer. So I was definitely able to pay much closer attention to the albums, and you guys were right. Folklore is really good. Taylor's ability to tell such a like complex story while not making it feel like a mouthful is really interesting. Personally, it's just not my taste of music. Like, I don't see myself handpicking any of those songs and putting them on a playlist to listen to in the car. But it's one of those things that, hey, if I ever have an afternoon while I'm doing homework or something, I'll play the entire album. So yeah, in that sense, I definitely understand why a lot of people love it so much. So get off my ass about it, alright? I'd probably put Reputation at 7? Speak Now at 6, and then swap Folklore and Evermore. It's hard, man. I don't know. Because I know that's still going to piss so many of you guys off. But, I mean, Reputation's not taking number 1. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. Red slaps too hard. Oh, I also stumbled across a piano version of the 10-minute version of All Too Well, which kind of slapped. Like, I didn't even know it existed. Technically, it's All Too Well's Sad Girl Autumn version, recorded in Long Pond Studios. That's a mouthful, but yeah, it's nice. You'll never believe what I just did. Do you see what that time says right there, guys? Do you see what that time says right there? I just listened to Midnights. At midnight. It slaps so much better right now. Obviously it did, because like we talked about in the last video, the setting of where you're listening to music like affects how you listen to it a lot. Like, I purposely am filming this with my lights off so you kind of get it. Out of all the 3 AM tracks, Would've, Could've, Should've is probably my favorite. I like that one. I kind of like the vibe of Paris, but I'm not a huge fan of the lyrics. And yeah, obviously Midnight Rain, slapper. Labyrinth, slapper. Maroon, slapper. Lavender Haze, slapper. This album is really good. Yeah, I didn't talk about it too much, but I definitely liked it my first listening to. It's just that when you're covering 10 albums in one video, and you dedicate half of the video to raving about one album in particular, you don't really have enough time to get into detail about what you like about each album. And I said that I want to listen to this album at midnight. It just feels so good. You know when you like do something that you've been wanting to do for like a few weeks? Hell, I might even listen to it again. I got more work to do. Now I'm gonna watch Miss Americana, which is a Netflix documentary about Taylor Swift, I think. Again, a lot of people in the comments on a previous video were saying that I should check it out, so that's what I'm gonna do. That shit was kind of fire, I can't lie. Wow, where to start? I think my favorite part of the entire thing was seeing her studio sessions. I know it was such a small part, but that shit was so cool to me. I always love watching those sort of behind the record videos on YouTube where you see the artists in their studio and it's like kind of seeing them in their element while they're creating these songs. And it was just super cool to see her perspective while writing the songs and then executing them. Kind of like the Charlie Puth videos, but less Charlie Puthy? I don't listen to Charlie Puth, by the way. There's a part at the beginning of the documentary where Taylor says that she has always prioritized being a good person or being perceived as a good person by others, which regardless of how you look at that, it says a lot about her character. Without getting too philosophical, being good is a choice, and it's about the want to be good, not about being a good person. People make mistakes, but if you always try to be good, then you're good. So again, I don't know her, and I'm well aware that these documentaries are formulated to convey whatever message they want, but I buy it. I feel like Taylor's probably a pretty stand-up guy. A big part of the movie was her making a public statement supporting the Democratic representative for, I think it was like the 2018 midterm election for Tennessee. And I'm not gonna get political, because to loosely quote Michael Jordan, Republicans watch YouTube videos too. Maybe I'm left, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm up, maybe I'm down. Who knows? But whether you agree with her views or not, making a public political statement is a big deal. In doing that, you risk losing all of your fans that disagree with you, because a lot of people still don't realize that you can have different political views from someone and still get along with them. Like, one of my best friends is, well, let's say whichever way I lean, he leans the other way. And that has literally not affected our friendship at all. Granted, I'm not much of a political commentator, so maybe I should just stop here. But yeah, feeling so strong about that, and you can see how passionate she is about it in the doc. If nothing else, it's respectable. My last big takeaway is that Taylor Swift is a chill-ass dude. Like, for someone who's as famous and as loaded as she is, she's surprisingly normal. And that's awesome, man. I don't think I'd be able to do that if I were at her status. But she's gone through so much in the music industry over the years that staying down to earth is probably how she keeps herself sane. Alright, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Kanye, because I feel like Taylor's distanced herself from that situation so much over the years. But like I said, we're diving in head first, so I gotta say a small piece. Kanye and Taylor are like opposites regarding pretty much everything, from their personality to their music to the way they handle their music. And I'm not sure if that's a factor as to why their fan bases hate the other. I mean, Taylor's fans hate Kanye for obvious reasons, and I'm pretty sure Kanye fans only hate Taylor for the memes, so do with that what you will. I don't really see how you could be on Kanye's side in that situation, but I'm not boycotting the man. He's a fantastic artist. I love companions in Paris. I think I'm gonna leave it at that, because a lot of people tend to stoke today's fires with yesterday's newspaper. Wow. That was a fucking bar. Are you kidding me? Holy shit, I'm a genius. I'd like to take a moment to talk about some of my favorite T-Swizzle bars. It sounds like a candy bar. And I'm gonna try my best not to sound like a game show host when I'm reading them. Loving Him was... I can't do this, bro. It's so bad. I promise it's better than me singing them, alright? You guys don't want to hear that. Loving Him was like driving a new Maserati. I can't do it, okay? I can't. This one, as well as All Is This Part from Death by a Thousand Cuts. And I don't want to be basic, but basically any line from All Too Well. It's just such a good song, alright? You kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath? Are you kidding me right now? The juxtaposition of the word kept is... Oh my god, bro. She's so good. I obviously watched a bunch of music videos as well. I'm not gonna really do a deep dive in all of them because that would just take forever. I think I'm like... stupid. I remember when this song came out when I was in 6th grade, and I don't know why I thought the feature was like some, I don't know, fucking Ludacris or something, you know? It was like Taylor Swift. There's no way it's gonna be Kendrick Lamar. But what the fuck? No one told me. No one said anything on the last video. I mean, we know Kendrick Lamar never misses. Alright, we knew he had the Midas touch. This is known. It's a slapper. It's a slapper. It's going on my updated playlist. But what's nice about them is that you can tell that Taylor doesn't really take herself too seriously, at least with her more recent ones.
Stupid podcast, life comes at you swiftly, which I'm pretty sure you're recording for on your phone right now. Chad, come on!
Yeah, come on, Chad. What the fuck? And I liked seeing that because that's something about her that you obviously can't tell from just listening to her music. But the beauty of going down the rabbit hole is that I get to see Taylor in different settings, which allows me to understand her more as an artist. And yes, I did notice that they teased Speak Now in Bejeweled. Honestly, I kind of thought that music video was hilarious.
I bought diamond nipple tassels.
That one in Antihero is just like funny as fuck to me, and I don't know why. I also watched the NPR Tiny Desk concert. That one was pretty fun. And I definitely did not rewatch the All Too Well short film 3 times. It was pretty cool seeing Taylor's personality throughout all of this. She's super charismatic and also like, you know, like that goofy kind of awkward. Super likable. The deeper I went down the rabbit hole, the more I liked her, which is pretty rare. A lot of other artists, the more you learn about them, the more you lose respect for them. While I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on Taylor as an artist at this point, I'm sure there's still more that you guys could tell me, so I invite you to do that in the comments. And while you're down there, let me know your favorite Taylor Swift bar or song lyric if you're a fucking simp. I know I ended the last video saying that I'm not a Swiftie, but after dedicating probably more than 24 hours over the past few weeks just consuming her content, I still feel like I'm not. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm a huge fan of what she does. And I know that when Speak Now Taylor's version comes out, I'm listening to that shit day of. But I'm not nearly as dedicated as you guys are. And I don't feel any like deep personal connection to any of her music. I just really like it. But that's probably because it's still so fresh for me. You know, next time I have my heart broken, you best know All Too Well is gonna be on repeat. So maybe then I'll be a Swiftie, but I don't know. You guys let me know. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I also hope that this video wasn't too all over the place because, like, what I really liked about the last video was that there was, like, a good structure to it. But when you're going down a rabbit hole, that shit's kind of messy. You're just watching whatever you can watch. You're listening to whatever you can listen to. Hopefully you enjoy going down the rabbit hole with me. Subscribe if you're new. More content on the way. You're probably wondering if I'm gonna be making another Taylor Swift video after this. And to that, I'll say...
It's so sad to think about the good side.